Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has been put on blast by none other than Ms. Marvel herself, who calls him out for being wrong. This is quite amazing. This is a very amazing and charming story, and you just gotta love this. If you have followed any interviews or watched any clips of Ms. Marvel herself doing the press rounds, you know that she is a giant Marvel fan. From the comics to the video games to, of course, the MCU, because she literally grew up watching the MCU her entire life. So rightfully so, she is a pretty big fan who's literally watched the MCU grow to where it is today, and it parallels her own growth. So recently, she was part of an interview, and she was asked about the MCU multiverse, and specifically how she views it compared to the comics and what she thinks of it. And she said that, well, Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige is wrong. And she specifically said, well, in the comics, the Marvel Universe is 616. So the MCU can't possibly be the 616 universe because that doesn't make sense. So Kevin Feige, as much as he wants, he can make us think it's 616, but it's actually 199,999. And, well, she's kind of correct on that one. That is actually what it was designated. And, yeah, the 616 universe is in fact the Marvel Comics universe. So, yeah, she's challenging Kevin Feige, and I find this so, like, endearing and so nerdy that, honestly, it just, I think, makes me love her love for Marvel even more. Because we've all literally had this same argument and discussion. Be like, wait a minute, Kevin, what are you doing here? Come on. And she just straight up goes, no, he's wrong. Yeah, I mean, come on, it's not the 616, that's Marvel Comics. And I've discussed this before, and from a point of view, it makes sense why the MCU universe is 616, because they were designated that thanks to Earth 838. So who knows what Earth 928 would designate the MCU. Maybe to them, the MCU is Universe 1000 or Earth 1000 or whatever, right? Everybody has a different point of view of reaching what number they're designated to something, because again, they're all looking at the multiverse from a different point of view, right? It's like when you look at anything out there from the point of view of Australians, let's say, they view their clock as correct because they're used to it. We in the United States have a few different time zones, and we each view our clock as the correct one and get confused when we look at others because, again, we're just used to where we live. It's the same thing. We look at the other times and we go, well, this one is this many hours ahead, this one's this many before. That's how you kind of perceive the universe from where you're at. If you are the prime universe, universe number 1, well, the next one you find has got to be Earth 2 or 3 or whatever. To you. This is the same thing that we saw in Spider-Man No Way Home. Prime Peter, our Peter, was number 1, and then you had 2 and 3. But from the other point of views, if you would have went into their universes, they would have been the primary, and then it would have been 2 and 3 for the other ones. So it kind of makes sense, but I do like that she challenged Kevin Feige's knowledge, being like, bro, you're wrong. Trust me, I'm a fan. Love it. That's so Ms. Marvel. It's like next level casting.